Smugglers, persons who pretend to be smugglers of lace and valuable articles. These men borrow money of publicans by depositing these goods in their hands. They shortly decamp, and the publican discovers too late that he has been duped, and on opening the pretended treasure, he finds trifling articles of no value. Smuggling ken, a bawdy house, to smush, to snatch or seize suddenly. Smut, bawdy, smutty story, an indecent story. Smut, a copper, a grate, old iron. The cove was lagged for a smut. The fellow was transported for stealing a copper. Snack, a share. To go snacks, to be partners. To snabble, to rifle or plunder, also to kill. Snaffler, a highwayman. Snaffler or prances, a horse stealer. To snaffle, to steal. To snaffle anyone's poll, to steal his wig. Snags, large teeth, also snails. Snakesman, see little snakesman. Snapdragon, a Christmas gambol. Raisins and almonds being put into a bowl of brandy and candles extinguished, the spirit is set on fire, and the company scramble for the raisins. To snap the glaze, to break shop windows or show glasses. Snappers' pistols, snapped, taken caught. Snatch Cly, a thief who snatches women's pockets. Sneak, a pilferer. Morning sneak, one who pilfers early in the morning before it is light. Evening sneak, an evening pilferer. Upright sneak, one who steals pewter pots from the alehouse boys employed to collect them. To go upon the sneak, to steal into houses whose doors are carelessly left open, cunt. Sneaker, a small bowl. Sneaking budge, one that robs alone. Sneaks by, a mean-spirited fellow. A sneaking cur. Sneering, jeering, flickering, laughing in scorn. Snicker, a glandered horse. To snicker or snigger, to laugh privately in one's sleeve. To snilch, to eye or look at anything attentively. The cull snilches, cunt. Snip, a tailor. Snitch, to turn snitch or snitcher, to turn informer. To snite, to wipe or slap. Snite is snitch, wipe his nose, i.e. give him a good knock. To snivel, to cry, to throw the snot or snivel about, snivelling, crying or snivelling fellow, one that whines or complains. To snoach, to speak through the nose, to snuffle. Snob, a nickname for a shoemaker. To snooze or snooge. To sleep, to snooze with a mort, to sleep with a wench, cunt. Snoozing ken, a brothel. The swell was spiced in a snoozing ken off his screens. The gentleman was robbed of his banknotes in a brothel. Snow, linen hung out to dry or bleach. Spice the snow, to steal the linen. Snout, a hogshead, cunt. Snowball, a jeering appellation for a negro. To snub, to check or rebuke. Snub debble, a parson. Snub nose, a short nose turned up at the end. Snudge, a thief who hides himself under a bed in order to rob the house. Snuff, to take snuff, to be offended. To snuffle, to speak through the nose. Snufflers or snuffles, a cold in the head, attended with a running at the nose. Snug, all's quiet. To smoke, smoke. To soak, to drink, an old soaker, a drunkard, one that moistens his clay to make it stick together. Socket money, a whore's fee or hire, also money paid for a treat by a married man, caught in an intrigue. Soldier's bottle, a large one. Soldiers mourned, a pretended soldier begging with a counterfeit wound, which he pretends to have received at some famous siege or battle. Soldier's pomatum, a piece of tallow candle. Soldier, a red herring. Sulphur, a parish clerk. Solo player, a miserable performer on any instrument who always plays alone because no one will stay in the room to hear him. Solomon, the mass cunt, son of prattlement, a lawyer. Song, he changed his song, he altered his account, or evidence it was bought for an old song, i.e. very cheap. His morning and his evening song do not agree, he tells a different story. Suiterkin, a joke upon the Dutch women. Supposing that by their constant use of stoves, which they place under their petticoats, they breed a kind of small animal in their bodies called a sooterkin, of the size of a mouse, which, when mature, slips out. Sop, a bribe. A sop for Cerebus, a bribe for the porter, turnkey or gaoler. Soph, Cambridge, an undergraduate in his second year. Sorrel, a yellowish red sorrel pate, one having red hair. Sorrow shall be his sops. He shall repent this sorrow by go to me, a common expletive used by Presbyterians in Ireland. Sorry, vile, mean, worthless, a sorry fellow, or hussy, a worthless man or woman. Sot, weed, tobacco. Soul case, the body. He made a hole in his soul case, he wounded him. Soul doctor or driver, a parson. Sounders, a herd of swine. Sous, or not a sou, not a penny, French. Sow, a fat woman. He has got the wrong sow, by the ear. He mistakes his man. Drunk as David Sow. See David Sow. Sow's baby, a sucking pig. Sow child, a female child. Spado, a sword, Spanish. Spangle, a 7-shilling piece. Spank, whip. To run neatly along between a trot and gallop. The tits spanked it to town. The horses went merrily along all the way to town. Spanish, the Spanish, ready money. Spanish coin, fair words and compliments. Spanish faggot, the sun. Spanish gout, the pox. Spanish padlock, a kind of girdle contrived by jealous husbands of that nation to secure the chastity of their wives. Spanish or king of Spain's trumpeter, an arse when braying. Spanish worm, a nail, so called by carpenters when they meet with one in a board they are sawing. Spanks or spankers, money, also blows with the open hand. Spanking, large. Spark, a spruce, trim or smart fellow. A man that is always thirsty is said to have a spark in his throat. Sparkish, fine, gay. Sparking blows, blows given by cocks before they close, or, as the term is, mouth it, used figuratively for words previous to a quarrel. Sparrow, mumbling a sparrow, a cruel sport, frequently practised at wakes and fairs for a small premium. A booby, having his hands tied behind him, has the wing of a cook. Sparrow put into his mouth, with his hold, without any other assistance than the motion of his lips. He is to get the sparrow's head into his mouth. On attempting to do it, the bird defends itself surprisingly, frequently pecking the mumbler till his lips are covered with blood, and he is obliged to desist. To prevent the bird from getting away, he is fastened by a string to a button of the booby's coat. Sparrow-mouthed, wide-mouthed, with like the mouth of a sparrow. It is said of such persons that they do not hold their mouths by lease, but that have it from year to year, i.e. from ear to ear, one whose mouth cannot be enlarged without removing his ears, and who, when they yawn, have their heads half off. Spatchcock, abbreviation of dispatch cock, a hen just killed from the roost or yard, and immediately skinned, split, and broiled, an Irish dish upon any sudden occasion. To speak with, to rob. I spoke with the cull of the cherry-coloured prancer. I robbed the man on the black horse, cunt. Speak, anything stolen. He has made a good speak. He has stolen something considerable. Specked whipper, a coloured handkerchief, cunt. Spice, to rob. Spice the swell, rob the gentleman. Spice Islands, a privy. Stinkhole Bay, or Dilbury Creek, the fundament. Spider-shanked, fin-legged. To spiff, lilcate. To confound, silence, or dumbfound. Split, spilt. A small reward or gift. Spilt. Thrown from a horse or overturned in a carriage. Pray, coachy, don't spill us. Spindle shanks, slender legs. To spirit away, to kidnap or inveigle away. Spiritual flesh broker, a parson. Spit. He is as like his father as if he was spit out of his mouth. Said of a child much resembling his father. Spit, a sword. Spitfire, a violent, pettish, or passionate person. Spliced, married, an allusion to joining two ropes' ends by splicing. Sea term. Split crow, the sign of the spread eagle, which, being represented with two heads on one neck, gives it somewhat the appearance of being split. Split cause, a lawyer. Split fig, a grocer. Split iron, the nickname for a smith. Spoon, a whip. Thin, haggard, like the shank of a spoon, also delicate, craving for something. Longing for sweets, voracious, that tit is damned spoony. She's a spoony, piece of goods. He's a spoony old fellow. Spoil pudding, a parson who preaches long sermons, keeping his congregation in church till the puddings are overdone. To sport, to exhibit, as Jack Jehu sported a new gig yesterday, I shall sport a new suit next week. To sport, or flash one's ivory to show one's teeth. To sport timber, to keep one outside, doors shut. This term is used in the inns of court to signify denying oneself. N.B. The word sport was in great vogue in 1783 and 1784.